Denise Richards, a celebrated actress and television personality, has long been admired for her roles on screen and her candid presence in reality television. However, her recent actions have thrust her into the spotlight for reasons far more personal and emotionally charged. Over a weekend in early August, Richards found herself at the center of a dramatic confrontation when she entered the Los Angeles home she once shared with her estranged husband Aaron Phypers, despite a restraining order against him. The incident, which unfolded in the upscale neighborhood of Calabasas, California, led to police intervention after Phypers called authorities, claiming Richards had violated the legal boundaries set by their ongoing divorce proceedings. At the heart of this bold move was Richards' unwavering commitment to her beloved dogs, whom she feared were in jeopardy under Phypers' care. The roots of this incident trace back to the couple's deteriorating marriage. Richards, now 54, filed for divorce from Phypers, 52, after 7 years together, citing allegations of domestic violence as the primary reason for their separation. Their relationship, once portrayed as a strong partnership, had unraveled over time, marked by serious accusations and legal battles that have now become public. The restraining order against Phypers was a protective measure for Richards, who had moved out of their shared Calabasas home months earlier to create distance from the strained environment. Seeking a fresh start, she rented a townhouse, a decision that allowed her to carve out a new space for herself and her children while navigating the complexities of their divorce. The Calabasas property, a sprawling residence that once symbolized their shared life, had become a source of contention. In a March 2025 episode of her reality show, Denise Richards and Her Wild Things, Richards opened up about her unconventional living arrangements. She revealed that she no longer lived in the family home, which was occupied by Phypers, his parents, and his brother. What was initially intended as a temporary arrangement had stretched into over 3 years, creating an awkward dynamic that Richards found increasingly untenable. Her decision to relocate was driven by a need for emotional and physical space, but it also meant leaving behind some of her cherished pets, which remained in Phypers' care. The incident that prompted Richards' dramatic return to the Calabasas home was a devastating revelation. She learned that Phypers had allegedly euthanized one of her dogs without her knowledge or consent. According to her divorce attorney, Brett Berman, this act was a profound betrayal for Richards, who has consistently expressed her deep love for her animals. Her pets, affectionately referred to as her fur babies, are more than just companions. They are integral to her identity, frequently featured in her public appearances and social media posts. The news that one of her dogs had been put down without her input was a gut-wrenching blow, spurring her to take immediate action to protect her remaining pets. On Sunday, August 3, Richards carefully planned her visit to the Calabasas home, ensuring Phypers was not present to avoid any direct confrontation that could violate the restraining order's terms. Her sole objective was to retrieve her other dogs and ensure their safety. However, the situation quickly escalated when she encountered Phypers' brother at the residence. Reports indicate that Richards demanded that the family vacate the property, leading to a heated altercation with her brother-in-law. The confrontation grew tense enough to prompt a call to the authorities, though no arrests were made. The police's presence was a procedural response, but for Richards the stakes were deeply personal. She was fighting to protect the animals she considers family. Brett Berman issued a statement defending Richards' actions, emphasizing that her entry into the home was driven by her concern for her dog's welfare. He clarified that Richards had taken precautions to ensure Phypers' absence, underscoring her intent to act within the bounds of safety. However, Phypers has denied the claim that he euthanized one of Richards' dogs, creating a contentious dispute that has further inflamed their divorce proceedings. This disagreement highlights the deep-seated mistrust between the former couple, with each side presenting conflicting narratives about the events that transpired. Richards' decision to defy the restraining order has sparked a polarized response from the public. Supporters applaud her fierce loyalty to her pets, arguing that her actions were justified given the emotional weight of losing a dog and the fear that others might be at risk. Critics, however, question the wisdom of her decision, noting that violating a restraining order could have serious legal consequences, potentially weakening her position in the divorce case. Regardless of public opinion, Richards' actions reflect her unyielding commitment to her animals, a trait that has resonated with fans who admire her as a compassionate and relatable figure. The incident also sheds light on the broader context of Richards' life as she navigates this challenging chapter. Her role on The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills and her reality show have offered glimpses into her personal struggles, from balancing motherhood to managing the pressures of fame. Denise Richards and Her Wild Things has been a platform for her to share her journey, including her decision to leave the Calabasas home and the emotional toll of her marriage's breakdown. Her openness about these challenges has endeared her to viewers, who see her as a woman grappling with universal themes of love, loss, and resilience. The Calabasas home, once a place of shared memories, has become a battleground in their divorce, symbolizing the fractured state of their relationship. Richards' choice to move out was a practical step, but it also meant relinquishing control over aspects of her life, including the care of her pets. The alleged loss of one dog struck a deep chord, prompting her to act decisively despite the legal risks. The altercation with her brother-in-law and the subsequent police involvement underscore the intensity of the situation, as emotions ran high on both sides. As the divorce proceedings continue, Richards remains focused on securing a stable future for herself, her children, and her pets. The restraining order against Phypers is a stark reminder of the serious allegations that have shaped their separation, including claims of physical and verbal abuse. The incident at the Calabasas home is likely to be a pivotal moment in their legal battle, raising questions about pet custody, property rights, and the enforcement of restraining orders. For Richards, the fight for her dogs is not just about ownership but about preserving the bond she shares with them, a bond that has provided comfort and joy through turbulent times. In the days following the incident, Richards has chosen not to comment publicly on the specifics of the confrontation, allowing her attorney's statement to speak for her. The absence of arrest suggests that the situation, while heated, did not cross into criminal territory, but it has undoubtedly complicated an already contentious divorce. Richards is likely prioritizing her pet's safety and her legal efforts to finalize the separation, all while managing the public scrutiny that comes with her high-profile status.